Hello, I'm Liz Davenport, the Higher Education Faculty Member of the Year. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you on this momentous occasion. I've been so excited. I've been soliciting friends and relatives about what I should share with you today. I got all sorts of advice. So if what I'm about to say is flagged, you'll know exactly who to blame. The pandemic has affected every aspect of our lives, from our ability to gather as an association to the way we teach and learn at colleges and universities nationwide. Sometimes I wonder if that isn't a good thing. Maybe this virus will force us to finally start thinking about how our educational institutions operate. Certainly, it's a problem that insufficient funding is causing higher ed institutions to suffer. However, I asked you to consider another problem. How are we going to convince students to enroll in our institutions this fall? In much the same way that George Floyd's murder has caused this nation to finally address racism and reassess the concept of policing, the coronavirus may change higher ed into the social mobility vehicle it was designed to be. It definitely was that vehicle for me. I was born in Lansing, Michigan, into a world separated into two camps, one black, one white. As a child, I lived with my parents and my 11 siblings in a close-knit African American neighborhood where higher education was stressed. I entered college in the 1970s, and I am clear that affirmative action helped to shape my career. In fact, I jest that I have had the best education affirmative action could buy. I graduated from the University of Michigan College of Education, received a law degree from U of M, and attained an LLM from New York University while practicing in corporations. Later, I attempted to teach in law school, boring, which proved to be my backdoor into education. I never had a clear path. I received a PhD from Michigan State University, and I have since taught at institutions that mainly serve students of color. Today, I worry about my students. Will they have the same diverse educational experience I had more than 4 decades ago? Here's why. Recent statistics say that during the 2011-2012 school year, U.S. public schools recorded a 4-year graduation of 80%. For African Americans, it was 60%. For Hispanics, it was 73%. For whites, the rate was 86%. For colleges, the trend is similar. African Americans and Hispanic students graduate at a much lower rate from college than their white and Asian counterparts. The picture changes a bit during doctoral programs, which have seen a 31% graduation rate for students of color. Here's where the picture gets a little cloudy. A New York Times analysis says that even after decades of affirmative action, Hispanic and students are less likely than they were 3 decades ago to attend this nation's top colleges and universities. Since 1980, the number of African American freshmen students at elite schools has remained the same. African American students are 15% of our college age Americans, yet they represent 6% of the freshmen at elite schools. More Hispanics are attending elite schools, but the elite schools cannot keep up with their growing population. The study concludes that African Americans and Hispanics have gained less ground at selective colleges and universities, but not at highly selective institutions. Why does this matter? Diversity is a source of opportunity. We all know that. Diversity promotes personal growth and psychological health. Diversity challenges stereotypes, encourages critical thinking. Diversity helps students learn to communicate effectively with people of various backgrounds, and it strengthens communities and workplaces. When we talk about transferring higher education, we're not just talking about transferring learning environments. We're talking about transferring mindsets. We are talking about transferring the world. As we look at our nation today and the world today, I would say that transformation is needed more in higher education. Thank you.